Hello everybody and welcome to this new episode of Books Up Close. My name's Lloyd, I'm a lecturer in literature in the UK and I'm here to bring you reviews of books that I'm reading. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and ring the bell for notifications. This week we are looking at Kiley Reid's 2019 novel Such a Fun Age, which I've been meaning to read for a long time. It's been on my bedside table and finally I got around to it. When I did get around to it, I flew through it. The prose is so easy to read. The narrative has real kind of forward momentum, which is not to say that the plot isn't really thorny and there are lots of kind of awkward scenes and some shocking scenes, but it's a book that you will really want to consume quickly. So the novel follows Amira, who is a young black woman looking after the child, Briar, of a white couple in Philadelphia. Now the couple is Alex, who is a kind of lifestyle writer, and Peter, who's a TV news anchor. Now Alex, once A-L-E-X, now A-L-I-X, made her name by writing letters to companies to get free products that she would then review and blog about. And she kind of built up this woman-centric brand and kind of online personality. And as we start the novel, she is meant to be writing a book. And all through the novel, we see that she's never really doing this. But she's asked to get involved in the Hillary Clinton campaign and numerous other kind of feminist endeavours. And this really cuts at the heart of the novel, the relationship between class and gender and race, and the way that Alex's kind of white feminism on the outside is actually problematised by her relationship with the black people in her life, most especially Amira. So the novel starts on a really shocking scene whereby Amira takes Briar to a supermarket late at night because an egg has been thrown through the window of Alex and Peter's house that smashed the window, and they don't want the child there when the police arrive. So Amira takes Briar to the local supermarket and she's dressed in her kind of going out clothes rather than her usual babysitting clothes, and for a while they kind of wander around the store and Briar is entertained by all the sweets and tea bags and nuts and stuff that she enjoys playing with in the store. And a few people kind of nod at them and kind of smile at them. But very quickly a security guard emerges and starts questioning Amira, asking if this is her child. And very quickly this escalates into a big scene of racial profiling. Eventually Amira gets him to call Peter, who comes along, who, you know, as the white cis straight man, comes along and kind of helps her out of the situation. All the while, a guy called Kelly is in the supermarket and he's been filming this entire interaction. And straight away he sends it to Amira and is like, I'll let you do whatever you want with it, but he's like, I'm going to delete it. The book starts to think through the relationship between this young black woman and this ostensibly well-meaning, white, liberal, woke family. And it really is a kind of satire, a playful yet serious look at the dynamics between white liberals and African Americans in the 21st century US, and it kind of joins other texts in that way. I'm thinking of Luster, for example, which I reviewed recently. Reid does this through alternating chapters that, while all in the third person, are kind of focalized through either Amira or Alex. So we start to find out more about Alex's past, her childhood, and her relationship with race and class. And then we find out more about Amira's kind of friendship circle, and then when she starts dating Kelly, their complicated relationship. This is a really clearly written, taut, funny novel. It is awkward, it's cringeworthy at times, it's also kind of really painful at times, and Reid really balances the readability of the novel with the social points it's trying to make. It's a real extension of the kind of 19th century realist novel in a way, a kind of study of manners, of social interactions, of the ways that people come together. And that's the only kind of slight downside for me, is that it isn't kind of pushing at the level of form, right? In comparison to something like Luster, which also looks at class and race and gender and power, that book at the level of language, at the level of form, is really pushing what the novel could do. Leilani has individual lines that will kind of knock your socks off, whereas this book didn't have that for me. And that's not necessarily a bad thing in any way, but it meant that it wasn't doing something else in terms of kind of formal experimentation, or even just kind of pushing language to its extremes. So again, that's not a massive critique, but rather it's just one of the things that I felt the book lacked that other books around it have. In general, I really enjoyed the book. I thought it was cleverly plotted, it was really interesting, the characters felt real and believable, and it really skewered a particular version of liberal America that I found quite important to read about in this contemporary moment. So I'll be giving this book 4 out of 5, mainly because I think it didn't reach the level stylistically and formally as some other things I've read recently, but it's definitely a great read and I think you should get it if you can. Do let me know below if you've read this book, if you've got any thoughts about it. Tell me if you liked it, give me your review, and tell me what else you're reading. What else should I be putting on my list of things to get through this spring and summer? As ever, please like this video and send me your comments. Until the next video, please do take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay well, and keep reading.